Good communication helps set the tone for effective collaboration by creating a safe and welcoming environment where you can build trust. Good communicators also make sure they're sending a clear message through their voice, tone, and body language. Furthermore, good communication involves active listening and being present during a conversation. Even if we are aware of all of this, miscommunication is a common issue that we all face, especially working in group settings. Let's hear about some of the communication issues students have had in the past.
This semester, I assistant directed a devised theater piece, which basically means that we ask people to write poems, scenes, monologues, and any other piece of creative writing about what it means to be a woman, and we wrote a plot around it. So anyway, I kept changing the script even as it got close to showtime, and it was making my director very frustrated, understandably. We tried to talk to each other while we were upset about it, which ended up hurting our professional and personal relationship.
When I was on the event planning committee in my residence halls off campus, we hosted a talent show where the winner was granted a gift card. After the show, I communicated with the coordinator who was responsible about the process of giving me the gift card to the winner. When I emailed the coordinator, he mentioned that the gift card was ready to be picked up at the office, which I assume was the housing office off campus, about 45 minutes walk from our residence halls. However, he meant the other office that was in the residence halls where we were living in. Unfortunately, this cost a lot of inconvenience to the winner who went through a lot of effort for a gift card that he worked really hard for.
I had a communications issue when I started on a student body board, and they utilized the Outlook Student Services instead of Gmail to communicate, which I had opted out of when I started school in exchange for my own personal Gmail. Throughout the first semester, I was missing important information and communications from the student body's secretary. She brought this to my attention later in the semester in passing, and it was embarrassing to see the communications I had missed.
It seems that miscommunication happens often and in different ways, such as in person or via email. But there are always ways to improve our communication, learn from our experiences, and do things differently in the future. Let's hear how Carolina, Martin, and Nicholas would handle the situation differently and what advice they have for managing communication issues.
We reconvened, we apologized, and I asked her what she needed of me. And so things were a lot smoother after that. So I guess my advice would be to apologize if you do or say something out of turn as soon as possible, even if your pride is getting in the way.
If I was given a chance to handle a similar situation again, I would ensure to email the coordinator back asking for clarification instead of just assuming. I'm thinking that an extra email or the extra minute that it takes for you to clarify the instructions given by other people will save time and frustration in the long run.
To ensure better communication in the future, I'd be humble and be willing to take corrective action. No one is really born knowing everything, and our communication style is something that has to be developed. I immediately took corrective action when the secretary made me aware of my absence on the Outlook platform and started checking it routinely to ensure I wouldn't miss anything that was being communicated to me. So in the future, I'd listen more and be willing to adapt to others' needs in order to communicate more effectively. One of my favorite teachers used to say, "No fault, just fix." And that's the best advice to your communication problems I could give. Don't blame or get frustrated, just identify the problem and fix it. If it's unfamiliarity with a communications platform, get familiar. If someone gives you feedback, take it and work with it. If someone just isn't getting back to you, kindly give them some guidance as to what you're looking for. It's no one's fault, there's always room to learn, and ultimately, fixing the issue should be your primary goal.
Now that you've heard some of these students' experiences, think about a time when you had a communication issue. What can you do differently to improve your communication in the future?